For so long, I waited for a football anime that actually looks at football on a global scale, and quite frankly, I think we've finally found it. Regardless of whether you're new here to the channel or not, one important piece of information about me is that I used to play football during my elementary days. So, how is that relevant to today's first episode? Well, Ashito kind of reminded me a bit of my delusional self, where I once dreamed of playing for my country's national team. No joke. This episode literally opened a can of worms where I found myself reliving a past that could have gone somewhere if weren't for the same reasons as to why Ashito's mother wouldn't let Ashito try out for Tatsuya's youth team. So, enough about my footballing past for a while. I'll say more in future episodes if relevant, and move on to the episode itself. So, for a first episode, how did it fare as a football anime? Well, if I were to assume that you're watching this anime because you're also a football fan with at least basic knowledge about the sport, like, Italy choking again and not making it to Qatar 2022, and PSG also choking again in the Champions League, which isn't anything new now by this point, that kind of stuff, then you know that as cringe as Ashito might seem to be for some, definitely not for me, this anime knows what it's talking about. And personally, I can't wait to see more of this show dive into the tactics side of the game, which most football anime don't do because they tend to dumb it down for non football fans. In any case, this episode is obviously just an opener, so not much we can analyze and talk about here just yet. But if I have one big takeaway from this episode, it's that it's definitely hitting the right spots for me as a fan of the sport, and I can't wait to see more of it. And with that said, that's basically it for this episode. I thank you all for watching and see you guys next week.